Hello everyone, we're now on to Undead Unluck, and the chapter was good. It concluded the autumn arc, and we're going right on to the summer arc. It starts off with, again, the conclusion. Bunny has the core of Autumn, and Andy says his body's not moving quite right, and they look and see that Autumn's main body's disappearing, and it's because Autumn lost their core. Andy says that they came out on top of the fight. We then see Latala and Bunny grabbing the two artifacts that were by Anna Un. Rip tells them that they're taking the soul calibrator. Fuko calls out Rip's name. Rip says they're taking the artifact. When Fuko thanks him and that they working together worked out really well, but then Rip says they can't work together because Latala and him want the Ark, and explains the fact that they want the Ark and that the rest of the Union didn't even know about the Ark means that it would never work, and Juiz being able to sniff out their plot with injustice would just cause problems, so they couldn't do it. They have no choice but to steal it from under her by force, is what he says. Fuko then says this person must be important to him. He says yes, it's his everything. We see that Latala's not thrilled with that, perhaps, I'm not sure, because Bunny asks her if she's okay, but there's no answer. They hand over Autumn's core, or Bunny does, and they're in like these little balls that she made, and she's writing like what's in each ball, and then Fuko asks if it's okay and if they won't get in trouble. Rip says they'll probably get an earful, but it doesn't really matter because they owe them. Bunny and Fuko apologize to each other. Latala gives over the pen that Anna Un had, and Rip asks Andy who Anna Un was. Andy answers saying he guesses he was the unknown negator, explaining a self-targeting compulsory type. Rip says I see, and then they hope they meet again. They say goodbye. Fuko's waving to them, and then basically her body catches up to her and is exhausted, and we find out they spent 10 years together in the book. Andy also says that apparently her real life body hasn't caught up with her with what she did in the 10 years inside the book. Andy then calls Juiz to get her up to speed and tells her that they couldn't get Anna Un, but they got Autumn. She then figured out basically what happened is that one of her past cycles, there was a quest a few decades before when they captured the Uma of information, and the reward was to bestow information of the past and future to one currently existing artifact, once and only once. She assumes it was the artifact that he found, the pen, but apparently God can intervene and made him into the negator of unknown so that no one would figure it out. But then Anna Un was able to go against God's will and get the information out in his own way. Juiz says that they did a fine job coming back alive, especially for Fuko, who then snores. And Juiz is a bit surprised that she's sleeping. And then Andy says that she's passed out from exhaustion. Andy then asks what the plan is, and that they are now apparently heading to Taiwan to find Summer and to help Shen. Juiz then tells Shen that Andy and Fuko will be there soon and that he's in charge as she goes off somewhere, as she says she's visiting a friend. We then see a snowy place with two individuals, one who seemingly has the ability to record other things from like around the world, I guess. And they see that Latala and Rip gave Autumn over to the Union and they let Shane die, which was the negator unseen. The one guy who was able to record it says they shouldn't get a free pass, but then Billy says that they provided them with information saying that Undead and Unluck have evolved, especially Unluck because her power can reach God, and we see that Juiz made it to Billy, and that she then asks if he has black tea, and Billy says no, that he's more of a coffee guy. So we're getting Juiz and Billy having a conversation, it would seem, which is interesting. I had originally thought that the whole point of these missions was to go find out where he was, but apparently she knew from the get-go, or at least I guess a suspicion. It'll be interesting seeing what they're going to talk about. I don't really know what it is, and I have no idea. I don't know what the plan here is. I don't know where it's really going. We'll end up seeing. All we know is that Andy and Fuko are going to be fighting Summer next, and I guess they're going to take on all four of them, try to delay the apocalypse as much as possible, where the Under just wants it to happen so they can take down God. So, I don't know. I wonder what the hell is going to happen. But for now, I thought it was a good chapter. The conclusion of the arc, the full stop conclusion before we head into the next one, was good, and I look forward to it. So overall, I'd give this chapter a B. It was, again, good, and that's really about it. There isn't much else. So if you enjoyed my ramblings, please leave a like, and as always, thank you for watching.